If you're a non-technical founder who needs to stay ahead of everything that is happening in tech and entrepreneurship, we're here for you every week, cutting through the noise. I'm Laura Elliott. I am a journalist turned tech founder, and these are the headlines that stopped my scroll this week and reading between the lines what they mean for you. First up, we have to talk about this Theranos level controversy or controversy, if you're British, that's happening right now with this Y Combinator startup called Delve. Delve allegedly offers SaaS companies SOC 2 compliance in days rather than weeks using an army of AI agents. An unfortunate leak exposed that instead of conducting actual security audits, Delve allegedly fabricated evidence and issued fraudulent reports using template data and then ran everything through certification mills in India that have shell companies in the United States, and they use them to just rubber stamp the audit reports. If you want the full lore, go read the Deeper Delve Substack. It is free and it is really well constructed and documented. We will link it below. The part I can't stop thinking about, Delve went through Y Combinator in 2023 and kind of became their AI poster child. The founders even made it into Forbes 30 under 30. And I just find it really hard to believe that no one at Y Combinator picked up that something amiss might be going on here. The Delve CEO was 18 when they went through the Y Combinator program. And I don't know what you were doing in your freshman year of college, but I certainly didn't have knowledge of how to engage a string of shell companies and certification mills to fake security compliance. Like, I don't care if you did go to MIT, I don't think they cover that in freshman orientation. Now, Y Combinator did revoke their seal of approval and took them out of the Y Combinator database and registry, and Karun, the Delve CEO, responded to this YC announcement by just not backing down. That tells us there's probably something more to unravel here. Delve has denied any wrongdoing at this point, and no charges have been filed. There's definitely some lawsuits, though. But still, Y Combinator and Forbes 30 under 30 really are doing the FBI's work here in finding all of these shady businesses for them. And then, did you know that the dark side of the moon has better download speeds than you do at home? The Artemis 2 mission that sent astronauts back around the moon last week is equipped with a system called the Optical Communications System, or O2O, and it uses infrared lasers to transmit data between Orion and Earth at downlink speeds of 260 megabits per second and uplink speeds of 20 megabits per second. And this is in comparison to the US average, which is 214 megabits per second. Just a fun factoid while you enjoy these amazing pictures that they sent back to Earth. O2O is the first time laser communications technology has been used on a crewed lunar mission. So yeah, we have space lasers now. There's no indication of their religious affiliation if that's something you're tracking. Moving on from that, if you are a non-technical founder interested in winning contract work for NASA, we have a video coming up on how we secured our NASA contracts with Dauntless, so make sure you're subscribed if you want to see that when it's live. Here's an industry I bet you didn't know existed: vibe coding app rescue. So if you're a non-technical founder, you've probably heard of vibe coding, maybe you've even tried it yourself. What a lot of people don't realize when they start out is that apps are very difficult to get approved for listing on the app stores, and they are very difficult to maintain if they break unless you happen to also be an engineer. Case in point, all of these examples. This new market need has created an entire cottage industry of startups and freelancers that help you get your app tuned up, cleaned up, and launched and listed on the app stores. I got to experience this firsthand because my company Dauntless had to spin up vibe-coded app support as a division pretty much overnight. And we aren't the only ones. There are dozens, maybe hundreds at this point, of people on Fiverr offering one-off freelance help. So while this industry is growing, I wouldn't base my entire business model and all of my revenue on just that market segment, because I think there's better money in teaching people how to prompt better at the building phase. Now that I think about it, if that's interesting for you and you'd want to do a live co-working session with our engineering team to learn how to properly prompt during your vibe coding, wow, that was fast. Let me know. I'll leave a survey linked below. And then finally, Google released a very disappointing list of spatial computing updates to the Android XR headset. It still feels like we're trying to replace a computer with a headset. The Apple Vision Pro has shown us that that is not the move. And none of these features are why someone would buy a headset. This isn't bringing anyone new to XR. And if you're wondering, oh, but what will? We have the cheat code. It's 1, when you need to do something hands-free, and 2, when you need to see something that is 3-dimensional. But these features, these are table stakes developments. I know I sound critical, but I am not hating on Google or Samsung. I want an Android XR headset, and I would like Android XR to just crush the market. And we have learned the lesson already that a headset is not going to replace a laptop. If you have tried the Android XR headset, let me know what you think. And if you have an idea for a killer app that you want to build and maybe need some help, make sure my team at Dauntless XR has you on our calendar. As always, there's a link below. If you found this news breakdown interesting, let me know by subscribing to the Becoming Dauntless newsletter or subscribing right here. And that's all for this week. I'll see you next time.